The horses start to act a little nervous.
Nope. Well, I'm going to look around and see if I spot anything coming up. I rolled a 1. That looks okay. I think these horses are just skittish.
What do my elf eyes see? Nothing! Okay.
Yeah, then everybody else goes.
I just got a 4, so I'm right there with you. It's just the
Yeah,
wind.
it's just a wind.
I might as
Just the
well.
wind.
I also, I see everything.
I guess they're up on the deck.
Even my failures are magnificent.
I mean, I think we would load everything on the boat and then pump the water out.
You'd want to get the water out first.
All right, so we're just pumping the water out. We haven't.
You've got the water pumped out,
right.
and now you're back ashore getting everything loaded
All right, so
onto the boat.
We got like a supply line.
Yeah,
going
the
on.
horses would probably be last because you want to get all the cargo in place
Yeah.
before the horses start milling around.
There's 4 horses.
There are.
Okay.
So, everyone make a reflex save.
Crap. Ew. 5.
Woo!
I did a 15.
Oh.
You beat me.
He got a
And
1.
he got a 3.
I rolled a 2, but I got a +3.
All right. So,
Everyone must be good at something.
Wait, I got lightning reflexes.
Good.
Wouldn't that give me a +4?
Rolling ones.
it should.
Oh yeah. So I got a 9 on my reflex save.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
All right. So, something big bursts up from under the surface of the ice next to the shore. Rock and dirt and ice fly all over the place. And all of you find yourselves falling into a pit. Let's see.
Ouch.
Before we can leave leave on the boat?
Yes. 2 damage, 5 damage, 6 damage.
Oh,
Ouch.
figures. I get the most.
And a Garathon takes 3. So you guys find yourselves laying at the bottom of a pit.
Right.
In the center of the pit is a huge serpentine creature that's got scaly white skin, the color of the tundra, and it opens a maw that's big enough to swallow the cleric whole and screams.
All right.
So,
Do we roll initiative now?
indeed.
Come on, 1. Where were you a minute ago?
Okay. So what does this thing get? Initiative. Oh, a 9. All right. Who's above a 10?
18.
18?
Oh, not me.
I got the same roll, but I got a better dex.
Okay.
I got a 9, but I got a 16 dex. Well, unless the thing's got a 17 dexterity, I don't know.
It does not.
All right. Well, I do have lightning reflexes too, so I got another feat to trump a tie in terms of if dexterity was
Tied.
inexplicably or extraordinarily, coincidentally, at the same rate. So, because
Okay.
I know exactly what I'm going to do.
And a Garathon. Okay, so we're going to use this large miniature to represent the creature.
All right. I don't think you need to draw,
Not really.
but we're down here, right here.
Yeah, you were all sort of around it in the pit that it created by bursting up through.
Druid 2.
Yep, the druid's down there too,
It didn't burst up in the middle of us, did it?
more or less.
Oh, okay.
Cool, we'll flank it.
So I'm assuming that just for the sake of clarity, that the horses made their scramble up the side and not fall in the pit save.
All right. Can you scoop that?
Yes, I can.
All right. That's good right there.
Okay, so this thing. So you act first.
I think it's rage time.
Yes.
I hate it when I fall in holes.
I hate it when
Hate that.
Schwartz gets twisted.
Dr. Banner, I think it's time for you to get a little angry.
Did you get unplugged?
No, I'm still plugged in.
All right.
That's my secret, Captain. I'm always angry.
Did you see that meme about gaming? It's that same scene, and it says, "How can you game all night? Aren't you tired?" And Banner goes, "That's my secret. I'm always tired." All right.
+4 to strength, +4 to con.
So that's 2 more hit and damage
Mm-hmm.
and 16 more hit points.
It is.
Get some.
And I'll go ahead and attack. Entering
Alright.
rage is free action? Doesn't say.
Yeah. That's what I thought was the flaw in this game system was the division of things into
The action economy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Believe it or not, 4th edition had a better action economy, and then they kept it for 5th when they threw the rest of 4th over the shoulder. Because it was move, attack, minor, or move, standard, minor,
Yeah.
and it cleared up all these questions.
And it went back to the range magic hand to hand, right? 5e.
Well, when you take your action, that's your action, whether it's ranged or attack or casting. They took a lot of the complexity out of it.
I don't see anywhere here where it just says you can do it a certain number of times per day. It does not say.
All right, I'm gonna say I think it's a free action. I
I
don't
think
remember
it's a free
ever.
action.
I think you have to take a 5-foot step.
When he needs to, a barbarian can fly into a screaming
That's
frenzy.
the cleric.
So yeah,
I don't need to move.
Yeah, you have to move here because these count as 10-foot.
Do they?
The
Yeah,
barbarian
the
can
diagonal
fly into a rage once per encounter, but only a certain number of times per day. Entering a rage takes no time itself, but the barbarian can only do it during his action. So yes, you may on your action declare raging, and boom, you're raging. It does not take your action.
Sweet.
You don't have to stand there and go, urge to kill rising.
You should get cheesed, pal.
First attack is 23.
23 is a hit.
The act of a warrior, indeed.
Second attack is a 13.
That is not a hit.
All right. Well, let's see.
So do some damage.
Not a 1. I'll take that.
That's not a 1.
13.
All right.
Ooh, 13 damage.
5, 10, 13. All right. You take a big chunk out of this thing's hide and it starts to bleed down its pristine white scales. That brings us to you.
When does the druid go?
Last.
All right. Trying to avoid this thing's reach. I'm 5, 10, 20, 25, 30, and Dimension Door, the two of us up to the top of the...
All right. You guys are up top.
Right.
Excellent.
What I'm going to do to represent that is...
Dimension door. Wow. Excellent. So you guys are up on the edge of the...
Can it reach up? Or I guess it could kind of rear up and...
It can rear up.
Yeah,
It's
but-
got a reach of 20 feet.
Yeah, that's
so.
why.
Okay, so connect the dots. It acts next. It's gonna go for the barbar because you hit it hard.
Ouch.
So
Don't hurt me.
it attacks.
Don't worry, I'll fix you right up.
31.
That will definitely hit.
So it hits. It strikes for.
Does it bite?
It bites.
Okay.
That's 9 plus 12 is 21 damage, and it attempts to swallow whole.
Crap.
I fix you up too.
If you're swallowed whole, I ain't doing no fireball.
Okay, this is why I had the rules open to the grapple
Yeah.
rules.
Of course, he's got. Doesn't he have a? Doesn't the barb have kind of a? What was it? What was your feats again?
Oh, no, I don't think there's anything there for. Yeah, I've got.
Okay.
You know what? I see class features, but I'm not seeing feats here.
Uncanny dodge.
Cleave and power attack.
I think
my
Uncanny
feats.
Dodge just adds to armor class.
Yeah.
Yeah, it just helps when you're like you can't be caught flat-footed and
Right.
you can't be flanked.
Oh, I hate flat.
React to danger before his senses would normally allow him to. Retains his dexterity bonus to AC regardless of being caught flat-footed or struck by an invisible attacker.
Mm-hmm.
He can, at 5th level, the barbarian can no longer be flanked. He can react to opponents on either side. Flank attack. Okay, well, he's not 10th.
Yeah, you cannot be flanked. That's pretty awesome.
Well, at 4th level and above, 5th level and above. This started to really bog down. All these mechanical modifications
Yes.
really began to bog down.
It really did. And that's why with 5e they just went with advantage, disadvantage.
Yeah.
Roll 2 dice, take the better one.
Yeah, when we got up to 12th level, we were like, one battle would take 2 hours.
And that's one of the reasons that just personally I've never picked up Pathfinder, because it's this turned up to 11.
Yeah.
You know,
Well, they did refine it a little bit, but I never really studied
Figuring
it.
out
there's like
modifiers.
500 different feats to try to take, and
Yeah.
Figuring
Okay.
out modifiers took forever as well.
Yeah.
grapple check. Your base attack bonus, which should be 8. Plus your strength mod. What's your current strength with that +4 from raging?
It's 20 strength, so plus
So
5.
that'd be +5, so that's a 13.
Mhm.
Plus size modifier. You're medium size, so that's 0. So you've got a 13 bonus on the grapple check. This thing has... It's going to make me calculate the grapple check. All right. This thing's got an attack bonus of...
Oh, shit. Yeah, don't roll high.
That's something.
Its size modifiers +4, 14,
That's sure
15,
something.
16, 17. And its strength is 26, so that's 8. 17 and 8 is 25. 36.
Yeah. You do it. I rolled a 1.
Okay, then. So, once inside,
Yikes.
Ouch.
the opponent takes 2d8 plus 12 crushing damage.
Oh. Don't worry.
22 damage.
I think I'm just going to remove you from the board here and put you in a theoretical stomach.
Okay.
I think you're going to be okay.
This is why you have the models with the facial expressions, because the facial expression after you've been swallowed is quite humorous.
Yes. All right. So you are now burning in the depths of the slore. Yes.
All right.
Many Shubs and Zuls knew what it was to roast in the depths of the slore that day, I can tell you. So, yes, on your next round, if you do not escape, you will take damage from the roasting gut of the remoras. So, however, you can cut yourself out with a small weapon if you deal enough damage.
Can we just adjudicate he has a dagger because
Absolutely.
I have a dagger.
Absolutely. Everybody
And a short
carries-
sword.
Everybody
Is a short
carries-
sword small enough?
Yeah, that'll work.
All right, what I'm going to dimension door into the stomach, and then I'm going to grab him and dimension door out.
That would be interesting. Cleric.
Really hard to
Yes.
cast when you're in the stomach.
I'm going to
Just verbal.
cast full strength
Is
on
it?
myself.
Just run up to the thing and throw a portable hole on its stomach.
I say go for it. It could be like the portable hole arrow. All right. So I'm going to yes, full strength. So I add.
It's too bad we didn't have a Remoraz model figurine.
Oh, wouldn't that be cool?
That's this classic monster.
Like a big one,
It's
too.
in the Frost Giant. Are you? Yeah. Is it only 4 spaces, or is it actually bigger?
Yeah, I think that...
Oh, I'm sorry. This is a huge beast.
Yeah.
We didn't have a miniature huge size.
Yeah.
So it actually should be taking up another ring around itself.
Yeah, and it should have had an AO on me as I was moving over to the druid.
So I now have an 18 strength.
Yes.
And I guess I can't attack. I can? Cannot.
No.
Can't move. All right. I'm staying put.
Okay. Carathon is up there. He is a druid and trying to figure out if there's something useful he can do.
Do something! He got swallowed! He's gonna be all disintegrated in a few minutes by stomach acid.
I got this. Don't worry.
We've heard that before.
Well, yeah, he said that before, but he made the ship whole.
That's true.
Yeah.
Okay, I will not argue that point. He did fix the ship.
I can't use any fire spells on him now because it would affect you while you're inside.
I'm on a mission from a ethnic specific deity.
Specific.
You see, we're on a mission from God. There we go. What is
I enjoyed it a lot more the last time I was swallowed whole. Just saying. 2 stars.
Your stomach is your Yahoo review. Your stomach only had a few parts of animals that had been not like the last one that had a magic ring and a dagger. And the disintegrated face of the skull of the creature it last swallowed, which was my girlfriend. That was quite an experience. Well, really the best thing to do to this thing is massive damage, and hopefully you don't get burned in the fireball like.
I don't think there's mechanics for that.
Okay.
Well, the druid might cast Charm Monster. No, it doesn't have that.
Charm Monster?
The druid
Throw
might
up.
cast. Yeah, you did. But you have to cast tongues too.
He casts resist elements down there on the cleric.
All right.
So that's going to give you some bonuses.
To cold.
Let's see.
To heat as well.
Actually, to heat. Because let's see if it does both at once or if you have to pick one.
You pick one.
Okay. Because I know it's this is like what you were saying earlier. It's resist elements in this edition. In the previous editions, there were separate spells for heat and cold.
Right.
Hey!
You choose in this one though.
Hey, Rectum Face! Come eat me!
Resist elements. First 12 points of elemental damage.
Well, that sounds general enough.
Oh, wow.
What kind of armor class does Arima has his throat?
9. It's just
You're thinking what I'm thinking.
you can cleave with a dagger though. So if you hit, you get to cleave.
I was thinking more along the lines of just power attacking and dumping all points in.
Oh yeah.
A sound course of action. And then I can fix you up, buddy!
All right.
All right, so here we go. Back to the top. It is your action.
All right, well,
You're attempting to cut your way out.
with the short sword,
Go for
I
it.
thought maybe you'd just be overwhelmed by despair.
power attack. I'm gonna dump all 8.
All 8 power attack.
All 8. Let's see how it goes. Not a 1.
It's not a 1!
It's a 9. So 9 plus 6.
That's 15. That is not enough to cut into the gut. Let's see.
Seems a little tougher than you assumed.
A little bit. Its internal AC is 20.
Shit.
Well, I rolled a 19 on the second attack.
That is a possible critical.
Ooh.
I guess I could.
Well, he's
Back it
using a
up.
dagger.
Yeah.
Yeah, dagger's crit on 19 to 20.
Yeah.
No, it's not a critical, but it did hit.
All right, so roll damage.
All right, let's see how this goes. So 6 plus 8. Plus 2!
Wait.
6 plus 8 plus 2.
10 points of damage.
No, 6 plus 8
16.
plus 2?
Oh.
16. Wow.
Never mind.
That is a significant amount of damage towards freeing yourself.
Ooh.
You have actually kind of cut your way through the stomach lining and are hacking through other things in the cavity. You do take heat damage, however, which is not going to be fun. Let's see. Seven, 8, 9, and 10.
10d10.
10d10 damage. This thing's nasty. So 10, 11, 19, 20, 26, 33, 37, 45, 46, 49 damage.
I am
Dude, how far negative did it take you?
-3.
Oh, you're still alive?
You're still alive.
I'm alive, but I'm unconscious.
Well, you have to make is it a 1 in 10?
Or is there?
Yeah, on his next round, assuming he doesn't take any more damage, he rolls a d10, and on a 1 he stabilizes.
Right. And then
Assuming he's free.
Assuming he's free.
but he's going to take more damage from the acid next turn. I think you're doomed.
It's possible.
Yeah.
All right.
Of course,
What
the
if
cleric
I
can raise you from the dead.
No, I can do better than that if I can touch the fool.
You know, we
So I'm
can't.
going to try.
I don't think you can touch him.
It's possible, however unlikely, that they will find a weakness and exploit it. All right. Let's see. That was you. It is now your turn.
Yeah, I'm just going to magic missile it. 1,
Don't bring the big guns out.
2.
Well, once you get to be a certain level, magic missile's a fairly big gun. It's kind of crazy.
I can't do any damage to it with the fireball or with the wall of fire because it'll damage you.
Why would the fireball damage me?
You're inside it. Well, I mean, that's the thing. It also
Doesn't
is
it say that?
It's a. Let's see.
It does say that somewhere, doesn't it? What damage that
A
whatever
swallowed
creature-
creature has tiny 16 minutes, 13 defense smaller opponents. Enraged remorse generates heat. It can tremor sense, which is how it found you. It doesn't say anything.
Oh.
Like you could.
fireball.
Okay. Fireball coming online.
All right, fireball's up. All right, so it rolls a reflex save.
And oddly, it does not have. Its reflex save sucks. 11. It fails.
Needs a 17. All right, so we'll do. Huh. $24 damage. Wait, did I roll 8 times?
Yes.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
22, 24 damage. It is looking wounded. It still has some fight left in it, but that was a chunk. So that brings us to it. Its only attack is going to be the dwarf.
Eat me!
23.
It hits!
All right. Its initial damage is 16 points.
All right.
And it attempts to swallow. Hey, you might be able to beat this grapple check. It's got a 23.
Right.
Your grapple check is your base attack bonus.
Okay.
So what's that? 5?
8.
8?
For base attack, yeah. Because there's a strength of... 8, 9, 10. Sorry, 10 because of the 18 strength that I currently got.
Base attack, not counting strength.
Oh, sorry. That's 6.
So 6.
Yeah.
Plus your strength mod.
Okay, so plus 4, so 10.
So 10. And size modifier, you are medium.
Right.
So 0. So 10. Toss the die.
Rolled an 18.
Ooh, you avoided being swallowed.
Yes, I'm a tough nut to crack, you son of a bitch. All right. And
I think we can all say we. Never mind. Okay, so yes, now it's your turn.
now that you're in my face, let me reply. So here's my first attack. I roll a 12. Hold on. 12. 22.
That's a hit.
And my second one is a 23.
Also a hit.
Fantastic! Look at me. I am catastrophically damaging.
You're ridiculously entertaining as well.
9. 15 points of damage.
Total or 15 on the second hit?
Total.
Okay. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. It's starting to look a little weak. It's starting to look like you're putting up a good fight. Garethon is going to try to damage it. Because,
My buddy's in there.
alright, he casts Flaming Sphere.
That's 2d6 damage. Then the thing gets a reflex save, but
Yeah, but it rolled a 1.
and it does. I think it might have a level bonus.
Yeah, and it's persistent. He can roll the sphere around for a while.
Yeah, but I think there's like a.
Evard's Black Tentacles. Flame, 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 flaming sphere. Damage.
2d6 of damage, fire damage.
to the
Yep,
creature.
that's it. Doesn't get any plus for level or anything.
Yeah, subject.
Okay.
Flaming sphere rolls over barriers less than 4 feet tall, moves as long. So duration is 1 round per level, and
Concentration.
he is a 4th level. Yeah.
All right.
So this round it takes 7 damage. All right, and that is 4 rounds going. All right, and that brings us back up to you.
Well,
I'm asleep.
Yeah, well, that
What
10
am I-
10 damage is going to put your character down.
Yeah, there's no unless you roll all ones. Well, even if you roll all ones, it'd be minus 10.
Yep.
You have been dissolved.
you turned my body into crap.
Well, you.
I'm gonna kill you for that.
I'll fireball it again.
It's got a 14 reflex save. It doesn't make it.
All right. 4, 1, 3, 5. 13. 24.
That's going to put him out because that's 10 right there. 11, 12, 13, 14. Dead.
Now
All
that
right.
would occur. Oh, all right.
Hey, now you can be the ranger.
Now we got to get him out of there, so we pull him out.
All right. I pull out the little dissolved bits of bone that are left.
It's not really dissolved so much as baked.
Oh God! Is anybody hungry?
No.
Because the inside of the remoras is...
Ah, he's coming apart in my hands. What kind of... sorry, buddy.
Fortitude save.
Do you have a res spell?
No.
The druid might have a reincarnation.
I'm only an
He's only
eighth...
4th level.
I'm only an 8th level cleric.
Yeah, you have to be 9th level to get a 5th level spell.
It's true. Sorry, buddy.
Well, if I had an animate dead spell, I could
Come back
I don't
as a
have
skeleton.
Death Ward.
be a zombie, I think.
I should have cast Death Ward on him before he got et.
Yes.
Oh, well.
All right.
All right, so...
I'm going to cast Cure Critical Wounds on myself. I mean, otherwise, how can I generate the profit from Moradin?
Okay, let's see where we're at and figure out...
Hey, are any of the rest of you hurt or banged up? I mean,
No.
besides for...
Our unfortunate companion Jeremiah has died. I'll have to dig a grave, and we'll have to have a little ceremony.
All right.
It's not for the dead that we do. It's because everybody who's living's got to know that that's how we treat them when they're dead. So,
All right,
dying don't so painful.
On the plus side, since you're already baked, it'll make cremating you. It'll make cremating you that much easier. I mean, you're already mostly
Done.
there.
So, for the sake of carrying out the rest of the mission, we could run across the ranger wandering in the wilderness.
Let's do it.
So, after fighting the remoras, giving your poor departed friend Jeremiah proper last rites via the graces of Moradin, and trying to get things together, you run across a wandering ranger.
Whoa. Hello. I am Drak, Blood of Delg, hero of Citadel Adbar. I mean, I'm not the hero. That's my ancestor Delg. He is the hero. I'm just this guy, you know?
Well, I'm Orwin. I'm as you can see, I have pointy ears and all that stuff. I suppose I'm going to have to endure all your discrimination against us beings because we come from a much older civilization than yours, and unfortunately, we always seem to know a little bit more than you do. So it kind of grates on you, don't it?
I don't know. How many underground fortresses have you built?
I'm not talking to you. You're a dwarf.
Oh, he's an elf too.
Oh, Savalas
I am
is
an
an
elf.
elf. Oh, you are. Oh, I didn't notice you got that hat over on you as well. Howdy.
What's happened here?
Well, there's a Rimor. It's one of them there ice dragons broke through and it gulped down our friend Jeremiah, and he unfortunately died from the heat inside the Remorse. Of course, we cut it open and looked for any treasures that might be contained in its tomb, which typically sometimes there is per the Frost Giant module from Against the Giants back in 1979. before you all were born.
I wasn't the one. No, I was around it. I was a
4 years old.
I have learned how to operate a keg. By the
At
time
4?
At 4, yes.
I'm so sorry.
I'm not.
The treasure hasn't shown up yet.
All right. Well, the ranger shows up. We need some
Okay.
help. We need
So-
some help getting this guy's goods over to. We're
So-
traveling to transport all this goods over in this here boat we had to repair, but we got sidetracked by this Remora.
Garithar seems really, really like upset, and he keeps looking at the spot where. So Moradin's writes, would you have buried the remains of your friend, or
Burned them.
okay?
Well, mainly because it makes it easier for transport, which costs less,
So yeah,
and also
he
he's
looks
done
at
with
the
his
pyre
meat, so.
and he says, "My companions, I owe you all my life. Well, I owe you two my life. I must confess, I was not completely honest with you." He says, "I was going to Zilris with our cargo as a ransom. He's holding my wife and will not give her up unless he gets what he wants. If something should happen to me, please promise that you will complete the journey for me and rescue my wife. She means the world to me. To reach his fortress, you need only keep going in the same direction and look for Steam. When you find him, give him what he wants so that he will release her. But be careful, though. He's a liar and not what he seems."
Well, you're going to be coming with us, right?
He says, "As long as I draw breath, yes."
All right. Well, looks like we got to change the plan, folks. Are we getting back on the boat and getting moving here?
He nods.
All right.
So, you guys get the boat moving, and in doing so, actually,
All right. This here's the ranger now.
I take the druid aside in a quiet moment on the boat.
yes.
Do you have dual weapons?
Yes, I do.
All right.
Hey,
You
you know,
have improved critical on one of them.
What's
too.
that?
Do you have more hit points?
No,
Jeremiah?
definitely not.
He had 77.
That's a chunk of
Kind of
hit.
low for
We
80.
really, really need to get some equipment, guys.
you know, tree hugger.
I'm feeling
If
that
you just asked me, I
little,
would have done this
like
for
a
free.
naked 8th level
But no,
character.
you had to lie, which means that you are going to pay me what you agreed to pay me when we started this. That's the price you pay for it. Otherwise, we're square.
He says, "Very well. It's fair enough."
All right, let's
Okay.
continue.
So, using the boat, since you're not supposed to have it anymore, you are able to reach the next leg of your journey. So, he sails the boat around this ice island just off the coast until he spots a place that looks familiar, and then he takes the boat in closer. There is a small harbor area that he slides the boat into and then scrapes it up on the edge of the snow and ice, and he points. He says, "Over there. Over there is where we must go."
Well, all right.
Should we maybe scout it out first?
Yeah, we can scout it out, but we got to get the stuff off the boat, don't we?
Well, he may not know that we're here yet. Probably if this guy's potentially going to double cross us, we should have a look and see what.
So while you're down here, we're going to go up into this guy's island fortress and check him out.
Well, there's a village or just this fortress?
It's a mountain with some tunnels cut into it. It's a fortress.
I've got 3 invisibility spells.
I say go for it.
All right, we're going to be kind of noisy though, because of Tin Can over there.
Hold on. I've got some. Give me about 5 minutes. I'll fix that right up.
All right.
So I take all of my armor off and pack it away in my cloak, and then put the entire assembly into my rucksack and shoulder it that way. I still have my shield, and I still have my shield, my helmet, and my axe.
Okay. So as you approach, you notice that the icy mountain looked normal enough from a distance, but closer inspection reveals that parts of it have been sculpted and shaped in some manner. Here and there are sculptures of ice in the shapes of polar bears, seals, and humanoid figures in dramatic poses. Most are partially melted from steam that blows from vents in the sides of the mountain, while others look freshly created. You find yourselves standing before a cave whose floor is only barely liquid water. There seem to be geothermal vents that are keeping this area thawed, and it leads into the mountain. There's a very thin pathway along the left side of the cave where you could probably edge along.
With ropes tied to each other's waists. Now we're scouting ahead for this guy. Is that what we're doing? Leaving him in the boat?
Get some information, maybe.
Yeah.
What are we supposed to expect from this guy? We don't really know much.
Exactly. And he has deceived us already. He might be setting us up. In fact, it might be him. He might be telling us, you gotta watch out for this guy. You're gonna have to go negotiate with him. Blah, blah, blah. Then he teleports up to his place and he changes his appearance. And then he knows all of our moves and he's been observing our tactics.
Well, then we put the boots in when we find out.
Right.
Know what I mean?
Okay. Proceed further.
Yeah, I haven't cast the invisibility spell yet.
Oh.
We're just moving along.
All right. So you're moving along.
Got my cat.
Yeah. Oh. Now that could be useful.
And I believe at 8th level I can see through its eyes.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so I'm letting the cat go ahead.
So your kitty goes on ahead.
Yeah.
And doesn't even require a balance check to stay on that little ledge because it's a cat. Your kitty gets all the way up to the end of this hallway and is looking around. It opens up into a much larger chamber, and eventually the liquid water gives way to sheet ice and then what looks like rock floor. There are 3 separate caves leading outward from this one. Let's see. And standing at the edge of the ice hall is a lanky man with a drooping white mustache. He's wearing fine clothes that look a little tattered with age. And he's got twinkling bright blue eyes.
That's what my cat sees.
Mm-hmm. He's standing with his hands kind of crossed in front of him, staring at the entryway as if he's waiting.
So the kitty cat comes back. I don't want the kitty cat to get any kind of burns or any other sort of abuses. Well, that guy's waiting for us up ahead. And even if we're quiet, I'm sure he's going to be able to detect whether we're coming or not.
Oh, does that mean I can put my armor back on?
Yeah, put your armor back on.
All right, I put my armor back on.
Okay.
I am armored again.
Crunch.
I'll cast Detect Secret Doors.
Ooh. You cast Detect Secret Doors.
On the cat.
On the cat.
So the cat can run around and I can see through its eyes.
The cat is not finding any secret entrances in this first chamber.
Right. What about back from whence we came first?
Ah, back from whence you came.
If you cast it on yourself and you see through her eyes, wouldn't you be able to detect the doors, even though you're looking through?
I don't know. I just thought if I attacked it, I don't know. I
It's
think
a good use of spellcasting
but
if it works.
It's a 1 half dozen the other, and I think it's just a minor point that could be made whether casting it on the cat or casting it on me enables me to see through the cat and the cat be able to use detect secret doors. I just cast it on the cat and have the sense that maybe the cat would see the secret doors, and since I see through its eyes, then it would detect. Then I would sense the secret doors.
It sounds like two roads leading to the same place. The net result is that you get to see traps.
Anyway, yeah, we'll just have the cat run around for a while, except it won't pass by that guy, right?
Right.
Unless I cast invisibility on the cat,
Oh.
which is in fact what I'm going to do. So the cat is going to, we're going to hang out here for like an hour while the cat runs around everywhere invisible.
All right. Oh, that's extra sneaky. An invisible cat.
Wow.
With detect secret doors on it.
Super duper extra sneaky.
So the kitty cat moves past the man standing in the middle of the chamber.
Sir, you dropped this. Did you bring me my cargo?
All right.
It runs around, doesn't detect any secret doors. So anyway, we're back to square one.
All right. It pokes its head into the first room off of the main chamber
Yeah.
and finds a smooth stone cavern free of any ice or water. There are several crates stacked on top of each other by the walls, some coils of rope, a small rowboat covered with a tarp. Everything has kind of a layer of frost on it. It looks like it's been left alone for quite some time.
All right.
The cat looks down the next passage and sees cave going for quite some distance.
Yeah.
And then the last passage is an icy cold chamber that smells horrible.
He'll stay away from there. He'll go back
Okay.
and examine the man with the mustache standing at the doorway waiting for us.
All right, so what your cat is able to tell you about the man with the mustache, whose gaze is riveted on the entrance. He's just sitting there waiting for something to happen. The cat has an eerie feeling. Just something's not quite right about this guy. He doesn't feel quite normal.
Doesn't smell? Does he have an odor? Get the cat. Of course, the kitty cat's going to take a smell, and I can sense it.
Oh, well, okay. The kitty cat sense of smell. This kitty cat sense of smell detects a sort of airy scent, like an unusual, sort of almost outdoorsy kind of
All right.
clean scent.
But no person who has decaying flesh or
Not undead at all.
no person that has any glandular emissions that would have odor or
Nothing
the breath.
like that.
It's breathing, ain't it?
It is breathing.
Do we see its breath?
Indeed, you do.
All right. Well, I'll bring the kitty cat back. What I'm
Okay.
thinking about doing is putting a haste spell
On the cat?
on the paladin. I mean, on the ranger,
Oh, the ranger.
and have him just fucking charge in, and then the cleric and I will come up from behind because the cat might have activated any defensive spells.
Hey, would you consider yourself to be more of an archer or a combatant?
Well, considering that his hit points are not that great, it's probably better to be an archer.
Well, then we'll do it to the cleric.
All right, I can't wait. I love it when this happens.
We'll we'll haste the cleric and have him
Yeah.
charge in there.
I believe you have rapid shot.
I do. That's why I was point blank shot and rapid shot. It seems like even though he's got two weapons, he's
All right.
not
So
as great.
what I'm going to do then is I'm going to cast invisibility and haste on the cleric, so that when he runs up, that guy won't be able to target him with any spells until the cleric attacks.
Unless you can hear me.
Can you target by hearing?
With an area of
it's
effect
some
spell.
kind of terrible penalty. Well, yeah, with an area of effect, but blind fighting or invisible target. Invisibility. So he can make the attack, but if he hits, he has to roll fitty or miss.
All right. So gives the cleric another area of defense. He might have some vicious kind of attack going for you. You might want to parlay with him. You might just want to run up there and talk to him.
I
Anyway,
think
we're
I'm
out.
just going to walk right up to him and talk to him.
We will be around behind you.
Sure. Okay, excellent. So you go sloshing through the water, or what? Yeah, okay.
Yes. And
You arrive.
I'm also going to cast Comprehend Languages on myself.
Okay. So the tall, lanky man with the drooping white mustache says, I was wondering how long it would take you to get here. I've been expecting you. I'm Zilris. Welcome to my home.
Sorry about the, coming in and poking around a bit, but we've had a hard couple of days. But hope
He
you'll...
says, who is we? And
Me.
his smile starts to kind of spread.
The rest of my team?
Yeah, we're kind of just hovering around the corner.
He says, I see. And, is there a druid among you?
Oh, almost certainly.
I'm looking for a very particular druid. You see, he owes me
What does he owe you? I mean,
many things.
is it money?
Oh, in part. He was to bring me goods and items, trade, supplies.
Oh.
Has he brought such things? Is he with you?
He has in fact brought such things.
Excellent. Excellent. Have him bring the items I requested here.
All right. Hell, I'll do it myself. I slosh away.
Nope.
Hey, boys, let's bring the wagon around.
All right. So we head back.
All
We're
right.
going to trust this guy.
If we don't, I mean, if it turns out he's untrustworthy, we kick his teeth in.
Well, he's kidnapped someone for ransom. He's not trustworthy.
Then I'll kick his teeth in some more.
Then
All
why
right,
are we
are
bothering bringing the wagon in?
Are you bringing a Garithar with you?
Yes.
No.
No?
I'm gonna change the ranger to look like a Garithar.
Ooh.
Oh wait, it's changed self. So I'm gonna change me to look like a Garithar.
Okay.
All right. It's personal. You can't cast it on. somebody
Remember,
else.
he bathes in patchouli.
I couldn't cast it on the cat. We could just say Garithar got shrunk a little bit. Think he'd buy that? I don't think so. So I'll cast it on myself, and then again the cleric and I will approach with the ranger in the hold in the back. So it's only me that's walking up there.
Okay.
We walk up, and I see around the corner. Is he standing there?
He is.
And the cleric's kind of like right next to me, right? I kind of step to the side, so the cleric's standing right next to me. He's still invisible. 7 minutes per level.
right.
The haste in my... How long does haste have? Invisible. We should see what
It's
level.
only a few turns, I think, or a
Yeah,
few
one
rounds.
round per level.
Yeah, it's definitely... We've definitely been walking back and forth. It's been longer than a minute.
You know, I heard that takes a year off of my lifespan every time it gets cast on me.
Yeah, but you're a dwarf, so he's not going to...
I'd come to the same line of reasoning.
Yeah. 1 round per level. So 8 rounds. So it's probably gone. All right. I'll say in my best Agathar-like voice, greetings.
He says,
I brought you your material. Will you let my... What was it? His daughter? Will you
My
let
wife.
My wife go? I mean...
That might give it away.
We had a companion swallowed by a roar malware and he breathed on me and it's affected my vocal capacity.
he says, it is of no consequence. You've brought me the things I asked for.
They're out and they're bringing them in right now. We got the horses and all the other goods.
He says, I will wait to see that you have brought me each and everything upon which we agreed.
Well, I'll walk around on the other side of him. Well, you know, what it is it specifically that you wanted? I mean, we've got the horses and we've got, what was it? Was it the magic item that you were looking for?
He says, you know very well what I asked for.
Okay, well then I'll cast Charm Person on him.
Ooh, I like it. Okay, let's see here.
14.
Zilros.
He's probably got a +6 save or something like that.
Will save. He's got a 14. Looks confused for a second, and then he shakes it off. So the wagon is coming.
He didn't notice he was casting his...
Charm Person?
Cheers.
Well, he was actually keeping his eye on the door. He wanted to see those goods coming in.
Oh. Well, while his eyes staying on the door, what else is in this room?
It is a big open cavern with 3 exits, one east, one west, and one north. You know that the one to the west was that supply room that your cat scoped out, and the one to the east was full of bones and a carrion smell.
Yeah.
The cat didn't examine the one to the north because the hallway went too far for the time allotted.
All right.
So he puts his hands together, and as far as noticing trying to be charmed, it's not as obvious as it is in 5th edition. That's actually one of the things that annoys the crap out of me, is that all the charm spells say in their description that the subject knows they've been charmed when it wears off, and that makes those spells almost useless in roleplay contests. So, as he sees the wagon coming up, he says, "I see you brought friends. Excellent. It's been a while since I've had a fresh meal."
This guy's totally up. He's not
Really
alive.
creepy.
Well, I sure hope it's just ship's biscuit and jerky you're after, pal. Because if you try to eat me, it's not going to digest well.
He smiles serenely, raises his hand, and snaps his fingers.
I want to shoot him in the head so bad.
And you guys hear this blood-curdling roar come from the carrion cave.
Right. Okay.
And so,
Initiative.
yes.
All right. All right. 21. He sure is weird. 10 minutes per level. Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
So you still look like him.
Yep.
Is coming out
Right there.
of here. And this guy was standing here.
Right.
So, the thing that's coming out of there
Yeah.
is a large lizard-like creature that is just radiating cold. Even from over here, you can kind of feel the temperature drop as it enters the room.
All righty.
Zilrus also starts to radiate an aura of cold around him, and wind starts to whip up, and it's pretty obvious he's no ordinary human.
Yeah.
You have high initiative. What would you like to do?
I will cast. Well, they're doing area AOE's. Fuck. I will cast a wall of fire.
Ah,
I'll cast a wall of fire.
serve the hive.
I think I can do it like this.
You probably can.
Well, actually, I like to do it like this.
Okay.
Yeah.
10, 15, 20, 25. Yeah, that's, you got plenty of room.
Right.
judging
I was
by
thinking
the
I could
other
turn it around and curve it, and the hot side will be on their side.
Okay.
All right.
All right.
Then I will move back in the hallway. Back. What do I got? 30 feet move. I'll move back to here.
Oh.
It's
So I'm
too cold.
the only one standing there visible.
Yes. Cool. They're gonna do a bunch of AOE, I think.
All right.
But you go next.
That is true.
However, you can't target them because they're behind a wall of fire and you can't see them.
It's
Well, I cast it on them. Don't they have to make saves?
Yes, they do.
Right.
And they will take certain amounts of damage.
It's a reflex save, 17.
Okay. So, reflex save for the salamander. It's got a plus 10. 27. Reflex save for Zilrus. He is not quite so sprite. Actually, he is. Holy shit. Plus 10. 22. Okay, they both saved.
All right. So they get half the damage?
Half damage.
All right, that's 16, so they each get 8 damage. Which side of the... Did they step back or did they step forward?
Well, they haven't gotten to their initiative yet. They haven't had a chance to move.
All right.
So after your cast, you hit him with the flame wall. It's now your initiative.
Well, it's free action is a speech, and I believe the cleric said we should fall back.
yeah.
I think that's a good idea.
Yeah, yeah.
Fall back. So I say you
Let's
right
make
there.
a bottleneck. I mean, let's make a bottleneck.
Not that. What do you think? Should we be back further?
No, that's about
I
right.
feel like
That's good. I think that's good.
Unless he drops a fireball on us.
I'm going to move back, but is there a possibility that I can hold an action so whatever crosses there, I can shoot it?
Yes, you can hold action.
Okay.
Well, he made a move.
It's still an attack action.
Still move
Alright.
and attack, right?
Alright.
Yeah.
So you move and then you hold your attack action.
Yep.
Yeah.
As soon as something
All
pokes,
right.
pokes through
So-
there, it's getting shot.
This guy leaps into the air.
Can I shoot him while he's in there?
Yes, you can. As he goes up, he flips over and lands on the cave ceiling. He is standing upside down on the cave ceiling.
Ooh, so is his hair hanging down? Don't worry about it.
Yes.
How
his
big?
hair's
How big is this tunnel? About 10, 15 feet high.
in the middle, yeah, it'd be about 15 feet high.
All right, so
a little bit less on the edges.
And how high up is he?
He is about 40 feet up, standing upside down
Well,
on the ceiling.
actually, that's the height of the wall of fire.
this says it's 20.
Oh, it says 20. All right.
It says either form 20 feet high.
All right. That's why you.
Okay, so he goes and sticks to the ceiling.
All right. So he would disappear out of view, I believe, as he,
No, he's far enough back, I think.
man.
15 feet up?
No, he's 40 feet up.
He's 40 feet up, and
But
this
we're
maybe
looking,
15.
but
maybe
we're
see our
looking,
feet.
but he's like 60 feet in front of us, isn't
Yeah. You could probably see our feet.
you hear him laughing.
Yeah. It's pretty weird. Flying. Okay. What about the ice salamander?
It gives a like
Shriek.
extremely pissed off shriek and charges forward.
All right.
So do more damage.
Oh,
Yeah, it's passing through the wall, so
it does.
made it save, but it still takes damage.
All right. So it takes 8 points of damage.
Say again.
8.
8 points. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
How
It
fast does it
has
move?
a movement of 30 feet. So
15, 30. Wait a minute. He was right here.
so it's double moving, so it will get 12 squares.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Well, that's third edition gets a little complicated when
I
you're
know
moving
it's every
diagonal.
5. Yeah.
And so it's you count 2 every
So if
no
he moves
3 every 2 diagonals.
right. So if he moves 8 diagonals, that's 120 feet.
Yeah.
Okay, that's what I did.
Okay, but he's only supposed to move 60.
Oh, he's only supposed to move 60.
6
back
diagonals.
there.
So okay, so this would be 1, 3.
But if he's huge, doesn't he move the?
He's medium. We're just using this miniature.
Oh, okay.
Oh wait, then why am I counting it that way?
Yeah.
All right, so yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So it's standing here yelling at you.
Right.
The cold is palpable, but you get the feeling that if you get too close to it, it'll actually be cold enough
To hurt.
to hurt. His armor class is 17.
Oh, good
so
shot.
2 damage.
And then dex bonus with that?
No,
Nope, that's a
5e.
5e rule.
Yeah, that kind
Just
of
straight damage then.
In the older versions of D&D, the only time you'd get bonus on a bow is if you had it built for strength, like a strength
the
bow.
strength bow. Yeah, that's a
Woo!
Underdark Arcana
Okay.
thing.
Wow, this is going to take a while. 2 points.
All right. Well, I mean, you pissed it off.
Right in its sensitive spot,
Spleen.
right in its pissed off button.
You get a second shot though, Ro.
No, I
no,
moved.
it's called
Oh, you moved. Okay, that's right. It wasn't a full action. My bad. All right. So
the invisible cleric.
Now it's you killed the invisible cleric.
I moved.
You.
Yeah, you did 30 feet of movement.
No, it's your. This is your turn.
Oh, all right.
He moved back.
No,
Now
no,
you
I'm
move.
I'm casting resistance to elements on myself.
Okay, that's not an attack, so you're still invisible.
Fantastic.
All right, back to the top of the round.
Well, I'm going to step off the edge of the map here 5 feet, and I'm going to hit a fireball. Can I know he's up 60 feet.
Yeah, I guess you're right.
Yeah. All right, so that thing's got to make a reflex save.
14.
All right.
And I think for a third level spell,
That's a fail.
That seemed to do an incredible amount of damage to this thing.
Hey man,
Oh.
nice shot.
What a nice shot, man. What will our ranger do? Fear not, ranger.
Let's see here. With my bow of
You need
my
you
bow
need
of
the Hank
awesomeness,
bow.
right?
The bow you can't ever actually shoot anyone with. You can tie them up. You can knock a chandelier down on them. You can.
The appropriate trope is family-friendly firearms.
It was the magic bow from the D&D cartoon. Standards
Oh.
and practices wouldn't let them actually shoot anyone with it.
Oh.
You could shoot Tiamat, but that's because all it would do is go bonk.
21.
That hits.
And 21.
Nice.
All right. Let's see if we can do better this time. Come on.
I believe in you.
You should.
And Moradin.
First, 1 damage.
Oh God!
Maybe I should.
Hey, there's 6.
6.
I could pretend I don't know that's a D8 and say it's a 9.
7 damage total.
All right, so there's 5d6 damage coming in.
That's going to kill me, bro.
Oh, yeah.
Of course, the cleric has endure elements.
I like the ice storm from the D&D video game. Ice storm, and all the bad guys get encased in ice and fall over.
Yeah.
All right, 3, 4, 5, 6, 12.
So he doesn't get any cold damage. He just gets
Yeah,
impact
you
damage.
just
12 hit points total?
12 hit points total, and
Right.
those last 2 dice were a 4 and a 2, so 6 damage.
He
All
comes
right.
slithering up.
The salamander is coming in on the ranger. Because the cleric's still invisible, right?
Yep.
Okay. Whoops. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. All right. So it is attacking with claws. That's 15 plus 12.
You hit.
27.
27. And he does two whole damage. He is much more effective when he can multi-attack. All right, so he's got that going on, and that brings us to you,
All right. I'm going to
Derek the Cleric. I'm just kidding.
now. I'm naming something else, but no. Moradin, we're in sort of a tight fix. We could definitely use some of your tender, loving care. I cast prayer.
Okay.
So we all get +1 to everything, and they all get -1 to everything.
Ooh. And the duration on that is 1 round per level, so 8 rounds. For 8 rounds, you're all +1 on everything, and they're all -1 on everything. Okay, back to you.
So I'll back up so that the ice storm, if it's cast again, will have to either be me or the ranger.
Or them.
Well,
Okay.
he doesn't know that there's a growth
Right.
there. So, and then I'll cast a fireball.
So the salamander didn't make it.
31.
31 damage. That takes the salamander out.
Let's see what the AC is. 27.
How much damage?
3.
If he's concentrating on a spell,
I want
I
to
win.
go, but I'll wait.
Okay. It is now it's wait.
I went.
You
He
just
went. I
attacked.
went.
It's his turn.
right?
All right. And he hath been damaged. So, all right, he drops to the or swoops in.
Yeah. Swoops in.
He swoops in so that he can get into melee range, and
10
as
feet?
he lands, he changes from a humanoid into a creature with claws, a tail with a spike on the end of it. He is some kind
Ice
of
demon.
yeah. So the first thing he does, his tail comes up over his shoulder and snaps at you, and misses.
All right.
All right. So, that brings us down to you.
I cast magic weapon.
On.
His bow.
Hooray!
No.
Oh wait. He
no.
would
no.
have
I'm
had
playing.
one more point of damage from prayer.
No.
Oh, yeah.
That's a good
what
point.
I got him.
No, I'm playing. I cast it on my own axe.
Okay. You cast magic weapon on your axe. Your axe is now magical.
I can't attack, though.
Not this round.
All right.
All right. Back up to you.
Well, I'm kind of out of. I'll cast a magic missile. 22. 22.
22. Wow, that took a huge chunk out of him.
Yeah.
He just gets spitted by magic missiles.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's not going to be casting anything.
Hey, I got this, all right? Just a few dozen more arrows.
All right. Well, just keep nicking him. It'll be death of 1,000 cuts after about an hour.
I have point blank shot, so
Go for it. Okay.
almost.
So, now for him. He does a full attack on, and still he can only see the ranger, right? The
Yep.
dwarf is still invisible. You are now paralyzed for 7 rounds.
Freezes and falls over.
And you lose a point of intelligence per round paralyzed. Yes.
When is it my turn?
Now.
All right, I cast remove paralysis on him.
No, don't. Why don't you hit the guy? Hit
You're
him.
still invisible.
Okay.
All right, he casts remove paralysis, and you're back up, and you weren't even paralyzed for a full round. So I'm gonna rule that that's no intelligence drain yet.
All right.
Great.
But that was that
That's
venom
pretty funny.
like froze you from the inside out. Back to you.
Woo!
I'll cast another magic missile. My last one. 19.
19. 5, 10, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19.
You discouraged yet?
He is looking pretty haggard. Like Merle Haggard.
5 points of damage.
Oh! This ice demon is looking like he's thawing out a little bit. A 15, he misses you.
Ooh,
Yes.
Lucky for you.
And his secondary attack is
This is
an
the tail whip?
18, the tail whip. Does an 18 hit?
Yes, it does.
Oh!
Wait, hold on. No, it doesn't.
Because of the
Because
prayer?
of the
Because
prayer.
of the -1.
Okay. So he comes, he's all over you with claws and tails and stuff and just misses. So it's not your bad.
3 hit
All right.
points.
Awesome. It makes the game fun.
I cry as I swing my axe and burst into view. Yes.
19.
19, 20, 21, 28,
That hits, dude.
29. Yes.
That really hits.
So I really hit him, and now I really do. I really do 4 whole points of damage.
Yeah, baby. So we are back,
Fireball.
and that's game.
That. Yeah.
Even if he makes the save, he can't survive it.
Right.
Boom!
Just so this wall of fire comes right up to your guy's eyes. And you're like, wow, that feels really nice.
Yeah.
It's really cold.
Warm me up.
Oh,
I didn't ask how big the room was. I said cast fireball.
I'm too hot on this side, and I'm frozen on the back side. It's always like that. I press the heal
I
button.
saw that on a T-shirt. I want to get that T-shirt.
I press the heal button.
He needs it.
Yes.
So is there some last final box text you can
There
give
is some absolute. So now that you've cleaned this place out, except for some ice methods,
Yeah,
which we're not even going to worry about.
I know that would have been
because,
fun, but we're running out of time here.
yeah, the ice methods are speed bumps at this point.
Right.
I'm not even sure why they threw them in because
It's to get
they're-
the invisible cat
yeah.
that was moving around all by itself. It would snag
So-
up the
Method
vendors.
acting.
So checking this place out,
Oh.
there's some cool stuff on
Yeah.
in here. So Zilrus.
Well, what about the narrative?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, because we're not going to own any of this stuff because we're not really playing characters.
So Zilrus was an ice mephit. He's already eaten the poor the
Wife.
the poor wife of your, and he's very, very hungry because he hasn't eaten anything else in a long time, and so he was gonna attack you guys regardless.
Yeah.
So
I don't think Charm Person would have worked on him, considering that he's a monster.
we'll see, and that's the weird part. Yeah, you might
an
have to use
outsider,
Charm Monster.
technically.
Right.
The
Well, you would-
interesting
you
part
wouldn't have
is
known
his
it would
will
just not
save
take
was
effect.
his weakest save.
Yeah. Oh, that's interesting.
So, there were some other interesting locations
Yeah.
to check out.
Yeah.
There were some tombs that had some cool stuff.
When was this module published?
2003,
2003.
This
Right
was-
at the.
just at the cusp.
Yeah. Well,
So-
the concentration mechanic we rarely ever used when we were playing it in Living Greyhawk, but every once in a while it would crop up.
Just like it just
Oh,
took forever.
I misspoke, by the way. There was a way to rescue his wife.
Oh, yeah?
She was in an ice tomb.
Oh, she was
She
tuned in
appeared.
ice.
She appeared to be dead.
Yeah,
I just remembered that. 'cause
just like
I
a
skimmed
cryo
it.
facility.
Right. Ah. See.
Yeah.
And of
Or
course
a
to get
walk-in
her
freezer.
out, this is another one of those third edition mechanics, hardness, which is basically damage resistance.
Right, it was damage resistance. Yeah.
You had to break a DC 30 to break the ice tomb, and then she's alive. So anyway, yes, this was a transitional module. This came out right at the end of third, right before they dropped 3.5.
Is it set in Forbidden? Is it Forgotten Realms?
I don't believe it has a explicit setting. This
Huh.
was designed to be a short adventure, is what they call it.
Really? Just a short adventure that was never part of a.
It
I bet you it's
says-
a
let's
recycled
see
Living
here.
Greyhawk adventure then.
Well, I mean, considering that third edition's entry, they were the setting. It was the system that brought back Greyhawk.
Yeah, this adventure can be incorporated into any style of campaign, but it takes place in subarctic terrain, in the frigid water and on icy plains, as well as in snowfields and treacherous caverns. So it doesn't natively belong
Right.
anywhere.
Right.
Which is how some of the older modules were, and then they were retconned into Greyhawk and Forgotten Realms.
Yeah. Well, who's the writer on that?
The writer on this is Eric Cagle.
Yeah. Never heard of him.
So I would have to look and see what other things that he has done.
And it was published out of TSR.
It was published out of Wizards of the Coast,
and you could download it and print it out. Mm-hmm. Interesting.
I got this copy from DM's Guild. It
Yeah.
cost me 94 cents
Yeah.
Neat.
because they're republishing all that old stuff, so you can just go out and get it.
Yeah. It seems so. Plain.
Right. It
know what I
was.
mean?
There was a whole lot of fight. There wasn't a whole lot of role play.
That's the way I remember those
Yeah.
games being. Is that they were? It was all the sort of the joy of the map and chainmail.
And
in a
it was
sense.
tough combat too.
Yeah.
This was actually make you sweat combat, which was very, very interesting because
Well, we would get up to we would play, and the sweet spot in 3.0 was probably about 4th level to about 8th level, and then it started to bog down in all the modifiers, and this will become more of a critique later on in 5e, which I thought 5e was just the same thing. Really, although they tried to streamline it.
one of the,
How 3.5 took a critique of 3.0, people must have been complaining about some mechanics.
well, and one of the things that I mentioned the other day that they nerfed was the Ranger. What they did, one of the things they did with the Rangers, kind of made you choose: are you a bow ranger or are you a 2-weapon fighting ranger? This variant is both. And so,
But the bow ranger in 3.5 got damage added to the attack roll, didn't it?
I think they got more benefits than individually than this version.
Yeah, we
I
can't-
need to go back and restudy that change.
Yeah, I can't. The 3.0 was such a brief flash in the pan before 3.5 came by.
And some of the changes were pretty subtle.
Yeah.
So it's hard to remember sometimes exactly because I've got to do some studying.
Well,
next couple
they
days.
dropped the levitate from the Bard spell list. I remember that actually being the play that we were in, because one of the makers was at Winter Fantasy, and it was like Sparch didn't have a levitate spell. And when 3.5 came out, bang, it was gone.
And yeah, 3.5 also got into a lot more supplement bloat than 3.0 had a chance to, because 3.0 only had a 3-year run, and so you had the set of splat books for the classes like Tome and Blood and those, and they were little thin paperback books.
Yeah.
They were about half the size of the second edition AD&D ones.
Yeah, those were really thin paperback
And
books, too.
then when 3.5 came out, those were replaced by hardcovers. And then the 3.5 version of Unearthed Arcana came out and had some really neat mechanics in it.
Yeah.
But
We'll have to get to that later next time.
during the time that this was coming out, they were, of course, trying to sell miniatures. So these were out there. And this was the same time they had gotten the license to Star Wars, because West End lost it about the time Phantom Menace came out.
Yeah.
And so D20 Star Wars was being developed in parallel with 3rd edition D&D.
I remember that,
So
yeah.
there was a lot of crossover.
Well, I think basically what we covered about 3.0, we covered Monday. So I don't think we're really covering it. We didn't really talk about the concentration mechanic. That was something new. And the partial action mechanic was something new. And but I
Other
think
than
we kind of
yeah.
glossed over them here in this gaming. But at least, in terms of trying to track it historically as a game system in development, I think we covered 90 or 80% of what was really interesting about the whole new reintroduction, which of course was the maps and the
other major changes that took place that are probably worth noting are, and we sort of mentioned, this is the first edition where all advancement happens on the same table. Doesn't matter what class you are,
Yeah.
everybody goes up at the same experience totals. So they introduced feats. Initially, they had something like them in a second edition
well, there
book.
was proficiency in second edition
Right.
D&D, but there wasn't skills. It was just proficiencies.
Non-weapon proficiency was kind of a skill,
Right.
but there was a book that came out late in second edition called
Skills
the
and
Book of
Powers.
9 Swords.
Oh, never mind.
That tried to kind of put, because the problem that they were trying to address with feats was what the community calls linear fighter quadratic wizard. Your fighter might get an extra attack per round, but he's never really going up that, like when the wizard hits 5th level and gets fireball, boom, that's an insane amount of damage, and the fighter's still swinging a sword.
Yeah, there's only one attack.
It's true.
Yeah.
So,
But I know what you're saying, and that, I'm glad that we finally got to that line. That's a great line. Linear fighter, quadratic wizard. Of course.
because
yeah.
the wizard's power curve goes like this, and the fighter is kind of a.
Right.
And so what they did with 3rd edition is they threw feats in, and if you look at the advancement chart for the fighter gets either a feat or a bonus feat at almost every second level. They're just feat.
Yep.
So the fighters get to do things like cleave and power attack and
Cleave was a significant change. It's almost like going back to OD&D when you got Cleave and then Great Cleave, and then there was something like Whirlwind Attack. We never got high enough level to really see that in effect. But when the fighter got Cleave and was in the 3.0 game, they would start whacking down huge lines of people.
Yes.
And the game became kind of fun that way. It had a little more acceleration early on.
Well, and that's something that drew my wife into role-playing. She was not a gamer when we started dating, and her first D&D was 3rd edition. And she played a fighter because easiest class for a new player to play, and her fighter rolled, and she got lucky, rolled an 18 strength, and took power attack and cleave at one of the other players' suggestions, and she had so much fun being that character that could walk into a room and go, kill this guy, kill that guy.
Yeah.
And then once she
Yeah, it was
picked up
fun.
greater cleave,
Yeah.
kill,
It was awesome.
kill.
Yeah. awesome to watch that.
And then there was the next one. I think it was Whirlwind Strike or Cleaving Charge, was it? Where you could 5-foot step after a cleave and just work your way through a crowd.
Yeah.
God, that's crazy.
Mobility was.
Yeah.
Yeah, the feats kind of were fun for a while, but again, as they accumulated, things got so conditional
Well, and there
that
were
the,
some.
that the player would have to,
You'd have to set
Yeah.
up such a
A
tight
feat tree.
scenario
yeah.
to get it to work, and you've spent 10 levels, and the only thing that you were good at is if they were standing in a line like a bad kung fu movie.
Yeah.
Like but if there was if they were separated
Well,
or
and
any sort of tactics
the
outside of
derivatives
that,
of this game got even worse. There
Yeah.
was this beautiful, beautiful game that I read, and it just, you can't hit the table with it because of this. It was there was a game called Spycraft that took this engine and did an espionage game.
I played
was
it.
great.
Yeah, I played it.
And then Spycraft 2 came out, and it was even better until you realize that all these conditional feats that sound really good on paper are impossible for a game master to keep track of.
Right.
Because if you've got we're so stealthy that if we outnumber the bad guy 2-1, we get this bonus.
Yeah.
And then you got a feat that goes, if I'm in desert terrain, we count twice for his feat on if we outnumber people 2-1.
Right.
And then you have one that goes, I'm a scout, so we can share his feat across the team. The game master's head explodes after a while because
Yeah.
you can't keep track of all that.
Nor could you write it into the calculation of the modules, so that
You never
the
knew.
contrary, you would still bog down the game into mostly an animated combat sequence, which might have been on purpose so that they could promote World of Warcraft and appeal to what was called then power gaming. And about that time, Munchkin came out, which is a mockery of power gaming.
Yes. That game still makes quite a bit of money.